This is where we're looking for some jade. Oh, yes. I'm not any kind of authority on this subject. Come on and focus. Basically looks like a Jolly Rancher. I'm just a dude who likes cutting up rocks. Alright, hi, I'm Al and I cut rocks. This is a really cool rock that's gonna get cut. Presumably you should have already seen that other part of the video. Or this could be a short. Who knows? This is a chunk of nephrite jade. I picked it up out of the river myself, and I am super excited to cut it. Do 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 do. Oh, interesting. Now the exciting part. Ooh, yes. Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. And I'm going to slab a little bit off of this so that we can get an even prettier little shine through. Here we go. Okie dokie. Yes, now let's give it a shot. Come on. Oh, you can see a little bit behind there. Yeah, it's a little bit thick, but god damn is that amazing. Oh, that is wonderful. Come on. Oh, yeah. Yep, this is getting turned into some kind of earring or something. All right, on to the next one. Oh yes, this one, it's another bit of that jade. It's so great. I am so excited for that Jolly Rancher stuff to come through. And I'm gonna cut it, you know, I'm gonna cut this one long ways like this, because I have a feeling that you guys are gonna wanna see that. And I wanna polish up this red side right here. So here we go. Alright, you saw that one crumble, because you can see on here, there's a couple little cleaves right there, which kind of sucks, but, oh yes. Oh, that Jolly Rancher green. Oh, that's not too shabs, man. Let's check out this stuff. You know, honestly, aside from this being jade, this one's a little bit of a bust. But you know what? That's alright, because this stuff's pretty translucent as far as it goes. That'll be interesting. You know what? These will end up getting polished up. I can hang out on the glam pile for now, but it doesn't get to stay there. No, it doesn't get to stay there. So this is a nice one. This one's got a lot of this Jolly Rancher green on it. But it's got this funky asbestos looking outside on it. So I am going to try and grind some of that away on the big saw, well, the middle saw here, and then we're going to go polish it up. So, here we go. All right, well, this is interesting because I don't know what the hell just happened. It's doing stuff. It's just that maybe I need to polish off this exterior. It's really interesting. It's got this, the translucence is getting odd. I don't know any other way to describe it. This might be some of that cat eye jade that they were talking about, but I won't know until I put it on a real good grinder over here. So that one's gonna sit there for now. This one's got some decent translucence on it when I put that on there. So we're gonna give it a little bit of a grind on this on the surface, and then put it on the cab pile, I guess it'll be. Just, you know, right over here with this one. So yeah. So here we go. Yeah, the surfaces when these just come right off of the cut aren't particularly amazing. There's nothing special about them. Well, I mean, it's this white exterior, like the stuff that you see when it comes out of the river, and that, you know, what the old timers are telling me, this white milky shit, that just kind of sticks to the front of it. So I don't think I'm going to see anything different until I move them over to the cab pile, and when we scratch off the surface a little bit better. So yeah, this is one of my prize pieces. This one's for me. I'm gonna make something nice out of it, but I do need to get these little white exterior parts off and expose this Jolly Rancher goodness in the middle. Here, let me give you a nice quick little demo. Yeah, oh, that is a perfect little deep green. Here we go. I think this one's going to get a little more action out of the cab machine over here, or the cab clown, than it will out of just anything on this. So that goes over there for now. All right, so let's see how this one does. Here, this one's got an interesting, like that barbecue sauce exterior on it. So I am going to grind the shit out of it. Here we go. All right, so this one was real easy to grind, which makes me think that this is just serpentine. So yeah, the edge stuff chipped off of the sides of some actual nephrite. So we'll find out when I put it on the actual cab machine, though. It can stay there for now. This one's all right. It's kind of low grade, but it's got that shine to it. So I'm just gonna shape it around the edges for when I do a cab out of it. Here we go. This one's edges look really interesting. It's kind of layered. It's hard to tell. Focus. Yeah. So we'll see what this looks like once it actually gets cabbed. I'm not really too excited about this one. It's not particularly amazing in any stretch. So there we go. Now let's try this one. This one's got a little bit of that cat eye looking stuff on it. So I'm gonna try and round it out, make it better as a cab. Yeah, it's all right. It's a decent look to it. It's still got some good stuff there. I mean, I'm excited what it's gonna cab into. Like that Jolly Rancher right there. Yeah, it's decent stuff. It's okay. It's okay. It'll look better. You know what the hell, I'm bored. This one I was gonna save for the big saw, but I can get a chunk off of the end right here, and this stuff does look pretty good. So I'm hoping that there's better stuff inside. So I'm gonna try and take this side off right here, and we'll see if it has anything better on the interior that we can like cut and make anything cool out of. So let's check it out. All right, let's do a nice reveal on this one. You can't see much because it's jade, but you can see, ooh, damn, that color. That color is not too shabby. So again, this isn't a really high grade stuff, but this is pretty cool. Let's see the bigger chunk. Let's get a bigger, yeah, that's cool stuff. This thing is solid. So I'm gonna end up making some cool stuff out of this. I don't know what yet, but it'll happen. And then let's try this one, because this one, I wasn't sure if it was jade. I still don't think it's jade. It might have a couple of little jadey spots on it, but I'm leaning more towards like a serpentine. So. All right. Ooh. Oh, really? Oh, that one has a much nicer reveal than the other ones. Let's see what it's got. It's kind of weak on the translucence. It's pretty weak. But I also didn't think this was actually jade. So, I mean, Again, I'm no expert, but I want to say that this is serpentine. That's got some cool spots on it though. This will definitely get turned into something nice. I am not sure what yet, but it will definitely get polished up and you know, maybe carved. So, not slab pile. I don't know. I don't have piles for Jade. This is all different and new to me. Hey there, folks. So I just started cabbing and polishing a bunch of these pieces you just saw me cut, and a few that didn't need cutting from the previous video, and I discovered halfway through that my camera had just decided to stop functioning. Now I have a fair amount of that video, but it ended up being kind of boring with the camera angle that I chose, so I just decided to scrap most of it, especially considering that the ending I shot is now lost to time. So in lieu of showing you time lapses and boring you for another 10 minutes before I get to the good stuff here, I'm just going to skip right to the good stuff and show off some of the more polished pieces. Now, bear in mind I don't have an actual Cab King or other cabbing machine, and I'm just using a janky Mad Max one that I built with diamond pads. It was intended to be used for much larger cuts of rock, like, you know, the big rocks that I do on a regular basis. So these aren't going to be perfect, but still, I feel the need to give you guys some kind of ending on this video. So let's start with the weak ones. Here we go. This one's pretty decent. Like, it's, you know, you can still see a little bit of that green translucence around it. It wasn't the best. It's not very, not particularly shiny. Well, it's shiny, but it's not particularly translucent. It still has the green, but it's pretty opaque. So there's several more like that. Like this one here. No reveal yet. This one here I was really excited for because you can kind of see a little bit of that cat eye sort of stuff to it, the chatoyant, I guess. I've only read it. I've never actually, I don't know what it sounds like. So if I said it wrong, someone tell me what the proper pronunciation is. So, but anyway, yeah, this one's a bit of a disappointment. I thought it was going to be a lot cooler than it was, but there's, you know, pretty much no ring around the light there. So but it's all right though. I'll turn it into something interesting a little bit later. Let's see what else we got here. This guy was kind of, I mean, it's got the shiny right there, but it's not really, like, I think this one's a bit more of a serpentine, and I'll show you why in a second. It's pretty similar to these two. Now these ones are actually pretty cool looking though. Like they've got a little bit of shiny on them and stuff, but they were really easy to cut. It was super easy to cut in half, and it was really, really easy to grind and polish. But on the other hand, I mean, look at that. That's pretty cool. Like, it's got all this, the barbecue and the rust and stuff in it, and it's not particularly, you know, translucent or anything like that. There's a lot of these little inclusions and stuff in there that just, it wouldn't be high grade even if it was jade. I just decided, hey, these are actually still pretty cool looking though, so I'm just going to make them into a couple of cabs, and maybe we'll figure out, you know, something nice to do with them a little later on. So I enjoyed those. This is like another step down or step up, I guess, from that, because this, you've got that Jolly Rancher look right there, but it's also got a bunch of this that same rusty stuff on it. So I think the way that you would actually classify this is this part right here is that good interior nephrite jadey stuff, but then it starts getting a little bit more serpentine as it goes out, like particularly right there. It looks kind of green, but it's pretty white. So I think that's kind of quartzy. Again, I'm not an expert, but as far as I understand, it doesn't have a unique particular distinction between like the serpentine host rock, and you can have it go from real jade right here all the way over to serpentine, all the way over to just junk quartz and stuff like that. So, but either way, I thought this one looked pretty cool. I decided to make kind of a half-ass little cab out of it, and I'm gonna keep that. Well, maybe I'll put that one up on the Etsy. Honestly, most of these will probably go to the Etsy. This one's a pretty big disappointment. Well, it's not really a disappointment. None of these really were. It's got a bit of the ring around it there. It's got a little bit of that translucence, but then on the other hand, it's honestly pretty unremarkable, and it's mostly just opaque. But still, it looked kind of almost as cool as this serpentine stuff here. I don't think this is even jade. This is just serpentine, I think. Mostly, anyways. So, these are all pretty much disappointments. Except, well, this one's actually jade. This one's part jade. The rest of these ended up being pretty much pretty much just serpentine. Let's go in order of weakest. So this is definitely a Jade. So I cabbed the hell out of this one. This one's pretty nice. I actually need to go back and do a better job on this. I kind of did a half-ass cab job on a lot of these, mostly because it's like I got really excited because like, oh my god, it's my Jade. I get to actually make it shiny. And as I said in the other video, or earlier in this video, it was really hard to tell after cutting because it's got all this white exterior on the rind. Well, it's not really even rind at this point. I'd cut it, so there's no rind, but still got this white look to it. But I managed to grind all of that off and shine all of that off, and you can still see, oh yeah, that's got some good translucence to it. But this is the weak one because that's really it's particularly opaque. It's opaque and it's hazy, I guess would be a good way of saying it. It's good though. I like this one. I need to do a better job on this one. This one might actually end up making it to the Etsy for a decent price. Well, I don't know. These are probably all going to be cheap, but either way, they'll make it up there. So that's a good one. Oh, while I'm here showing stuff off, here is a fat chunk of Jade that one of the guides gave me. I'm gonna see him later on and see if I can actually start using his name in my videos, but I don't have his permission yet, so we'll see. But yeah, this is a fat chunk of decent Jade right here, and he just gave this one to me. He's got bigger chunks than this, so and this isn't particularly high grade or high quality because you can see that it's like doesn't have any clear glassy sections to it. So anyway, we'll put this one aside and we'll get to some of the better ones. Oh, so this here is another chunk of Jade, and yep, you can definitely see that there. Oh yeah. So this was one that it was a tiny little piece, so I ended up just like grinding off and polishing off small sections of it. I still wanted to see how, good of a job I could do on that, but this one I kind of abandoned fairly early on because I wanted to get to better ones. So this one's good. And then this was one of my prize pieces. Focus. One of my prize pieces right here initially because of the way that it looked. But when I pulled it out of the river, the way that it looked, the reason why it kind of fell a couple of places on my rankings list is because when I actually ground off a bunch of the surface, like you've got this stuff right here that's green, this is the good part right here. That's all glassy and like, it's like a nice green marble right there. But as I ground that off, you can see that it's really just this white stuff, this section here, it's just separating that really good spot from that really good spot. The way that it looked when I first pulled it out, it looked like this spot right here and this spot right here were the same chunk of really nice Jade, and it was just had a little bit of crust on the surface, but that's not the case. So I may end up slicing this one down the middle right here and trying to extract that good juicy spot from it, and then doing something with that later. Like it's almost big enough to put on a ring or something like that. Good stuff. So I still like this one. I'm still keeping this one, and it's just not as nice as I initially thought. Then we will take these two. Now, these two are awesome. These two are ones that I really liked that I picked out of the river. I mean, I barely had to polish these. I should still polish and shape them a little bit better, but let's give it a little shine. Oh, yeah. You can see so much Jolly Rancher on that one. Like that stuff, you can see how easily the light shines through. Clearly some much better quality, much better translucence. And like this one, oh yeah. I honestly, I might not sell this one. I might just turn this one into a pendant for myself. This one, you can kind of see where I shaped it a little bit. I tried to give it a little bit of a point down here, and it was alright. I kind of want to do a little bit better of a job on this one just because it's decent quality, and I want to make it look as nice as I possibly can. So I'm really excited about this one. This one's great. And then, last and definitely not least, this one surprised me. This one's got a decent amount of that clear green apple Jolly Rancher to it, but it's got something else special. And some of you that actually watch some of my shorts might know what I'm talking about here. This has got more of that chatoyant cat eye stuff to it, so look at that. It's on here. Let me polish it on my pant leg a little bit better, but you can kind of see how it's got the light, the way it shines on it. It's kind of like holographic, kind of like your holographic Pokemon card a little bit. And that's the kind of stuff that ends up giving off, it makes for that cat eye jade kind of stuff. Now this is, again, none of this is really super high quality, but this one I was a little bit flabbergasted when I was actually doing the cut portion of it. I was like, this did something weird. And now you can see why it did something weird. It was those weird little asbestos-like fibers that were poking out on it that were given the clue as to what it's like underneath. So this one is really cool. I'm really excited about this one, and this little pile right here are like the good of the good. These are decent, but they're just still kind of weak. Anyways, so that's all of the that's a decent ending to the video here. So there you have it. Now comes the time for me to beg you guys for likes, subscriptions, other ways to get me money and entice you into doing that kind of stuff. I'm going to motivate you for that by revealing that this weekend the weather is supposed to actually be really gorgeous. So by the time this video releases, I'll already be on the road for yet another jade hunting adventure in Darrington. Oh yes, we're returning to the secret jade picking river, and this time with more tools, more hands, more experience, and hopefully this time I'll be able to make an actual video of me finding jade around the river and show you guys what to look for when actually jade hunting yourself. Every view, every like, every subscription, every dollar you send me helps plan more jade trips, expand the channel, put up more stuff on the Etsy, so if you stick around this channel, I promise I'll be showing you guys more cool shinies. So, good luck. Happy hunting.